Hi guys! Welcome to my channel. My name is Desiree, but you can call me Des. And today we are with my friend Jessica.
Hi!
You can check out her YouTube channel, Jessica Langer. I'll leave it down in the description box. And today we're going to be just doing some makeup and talking about college and stuff. I had to delete my last video, so I'm just gonna make a new one that's even better. So we're gonna go into depth about college, post-college, our experiences in college. She dormed and
Yes.
I commuted, so those are two different experiences that you get to learn about. We'll also talk about social media and other things and dealing with that in college. So we're not gonna make this a super long video. We're gonna try and hit these points for you, and yeah, let's get started.
So I went to college up in Potsdam, New York. It's 5.5 hours away from where I live. Dorming is very, very interesting. It was very interesting all 4 years actually. My first year, I was like really homesick for like 2 years. And then finally my third year, I was like, hey, I'm actually like okay with being away. But at the same time, I'm just like, I miss my family. So I would call my family like every single day, like 5 times a day. My mom would be like, you have to stop calling every day. I'm like, no, I miss you guys. But being away from your family for like 1.5 months to 2 months at a time, especially when you're like really close with your family, it's really hard. It was hard for me to stay away, but I also had a lot of issues on my own with dorming. There's upsides and downsides to dorming. Either you have a lot of fun dorming, which I had fun, but it also depended on the roommate situation too. My first year, I had a roommate for like 2 weeks. I totally lost track just now, my train of thought. Oh yeah, so my junior year, it was actually a lot more fun because I was rooming with actually one of my really good friends, and we were able to just like hang out a lot. It was a lot of fun. I was also in a suite with one of my other friends. And then my senior year was pretty much just having fun and meeting 3 new people. Yeah, so my senior was actually really fun.
I guess my experience going to a commuter school, there was a lot of traffic. I did not go to a school in my area. It wasn't too terrible. I mean, parking kind of sucked. If you didn't get to the school in time, then you'd have to park across the street into the other parking lot, and then you'd have to risk your life. Basically, walk out into the street like you are not afraid to get hit and make it to the other side. I lost my train of thought. It was convenient because I got to go home every day. Because it was a little bit far, I didn't really go home for lunch or anything like that, but it was also in a city, so I was able to go to lunch in a lot of pretty cool spots. It was a little bit more expensive. Not that I had to pay for school, I got a full ride. It was expensive to cross the bridge, pay for gas, to get a car. The bus would make me late. I'm not a morning person, so that wasn't gonna work. Now I've become more of a morning person, but then no. To get up at like 5-6 o'clock, get a ride to a bus stop, wait for the bus a couple hours, and then get on the bus and sit on that bus for a couple hours. Freaking tired. You're in traffic at this point. You don't even like to be on the bus because, you know, some bus drivers are crazy with their driving. I wasn't about to do any of that. It was either walk or get a car. I got a car. I mean, if it was a dormant school, you'd be 5 minutes away from your class. You could sleep till like 7:55 and be at your 8 o'clock class. I have to get up 45 minutes early to get to class, like maybe on time. Maybe. I had really good teachers, so I didn't really have a terrible time. Freshman year was pretty easy. It wasn't hard classes. It was, easing you in. You think you're gonna do okay. Sophomore year, it got a little bit harder. It wasn't, terribly hard, but there were some courses I didn't necessarily enjoy. Junior year,
Isn't that every college though?
I don't know.
Like every student?
And junior year, it was okay. This college I'm going to is a accelerated degree, so I went to school in 3 years instead of 4. I got my bachelor's. Honestly, I don't think I would have made it through 4 years, so I was glad it was 3 years, but it was a lot of work, and you went through summers. It was worth it, but it was so much work. It was a little bit hard to schedule work. You have to take in consideration your commute, and then you have to hope that there's not traffic so you can get to your job on time. I got to spend time with my friends. I didn't have to really worry about making new friends because I was near my friends. So commuting school wasn't a terrible experience. It was a pretty good experience. I can't really complain. I made some pretty good friends, some kind of toxic friends. I look forward to what's happening in the near future.
So pros of dorming, it definitely depends on where you go to school. Because if you dorm closer to home, you're able to go home a lot more. But if you dorm like I did, there's benefits of that too. Dorming, it gives you a lot more chance to interact with other people, meet new people a lot more easily than commuting. It also gives you a chance to, if you do need help, like if you need to go to the counseling center or student health center, you're right on campus anyway. I know for me, it was a lot easier for me to be on campus. I mean, yes, I wasn't going to be commuting 5.5 hours every day, but me dorming actually helped me become a little more mature. I was alone. I was able to make my own schedule pretty much. Another benefit of dorming is that if you are away from your family, you're able to find who you really are when you're dorming. You don't have to wait for your mom's permission to go out or your dad's permission to go out. Whoever you're living with, if you do go dorm, you're able to just be on campus. That way you don't have to wake up an hour and a half to 2 hours before your class just so you could get on campus half an hour before your class starts. I mean, I still woke up 3 hours, 4 hours before my class started so I could go have breakfast with my friends.
Honestly, the benefits of commuting is the fact that, like I said before, you're near your friends. It gives you an opportunity to choose whether or not you want to make friends. You will make friends, but it's not forced on you, so you feel more comfortable making your decision on whether or not you want to open up because you already have your support system near you. You don't have to feel far away or exposed or you have to fend for yourself.
There's actually tons of cons of dorming, actually. You have quiet hours at a certain time. All day is courtesy hours, but there's set times from I think it's midnight to 8 a.m. or 10 p.m. to 8 a.m.
That's a benefit of commuting. You don't have any of that BS,
I was actually kind of used to it as well because when I was home, I would have to be home by 11 o'clock. With dorming, you have to follow it. Otherwise, you're going to get written up. So it's a lot harder for you to actually go through it if you've never been through it before. Depending on what cell provider you have, your service could literally be cut. Not in terms of it's shut off by the company. You could have really sucky cell service. You're not able to call your friends, you're not able to call your family, your partner, whatever. If you're not a roommate person, having a roommate, I like rooming with people. I mean, yeah, at home I'm by myself in my own room, which I'm happy about, but when I was up at school, I wanted a roommate.
Well, commuting really didn't fully influence my relationships with anyone. There was a difference. I was much more busy, and I missed those friends. Commuting really didn't affect my relationship. It might have affected my relationship with one person because I had to see them every day because we were commuting, and I'd go half an hour out of my way, 15 one way, 15 back, and then starting on your regular route. We saw each other every day, and we got to see each other. We were with each other every single day, all the time, and it was just one thing I could appreciate was the fact that sometimes she would come pick me up. But just scary driver.
I mean, I was dorming. It had much more of a impact. I still remember the day that I left to go to college for the very, very first time. My boyfriend and his brothers came to my house to say goodbye to me and help me pack the car and stuff. When it was time for me to go, I started bawling. When you're over 300 miles away from your partner, that's hard for anyone. And then with my friends that were still at home, we talked, but I spoke with them less, and I regret that. My sister celebrated that I was away. My parents were happy I was away, but they were sad that I wasn't home. You have to miss like holidays if school is in session. In terms of like relationships, I mean, it wasn't really like anything bad.
I can say that I was able to experience dorming for a month or so, and like a few weeks ago, I got into this program called the I3 program. It's the iSchool Inclusion Institute. Shout out to my cohort. I love you guys. It is an information science program that introduces you to the information sciences. I got to learn about programming, PhD level research. I got to conduct my own research. So if you ever start researching virtual reality, you can cite me. I'm published. Right now we're working on expanding our research, and hopefully we'll be able to present it at Sweden if it gets in. They have it at different locations every year, at different high schools. I had to deal with the challenge of time management because we were getting assignments. We did have work to do. It was definitely different. I had to get up by myself. I wasn't around any of my friends at all, which was a first. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm all alone. It forced me out of my bubble, which was really uncomfortable for me. I can say that the first week I was there, I was super upset. I was a mess. We were sleeping on prison cots. I'm kidding. It was just, those beds are hard.
Oh no, yeah, they are. I had to have an egg crate. Yeah, for my bed because those mattresses are like prison mattresses. They look like prison mattresses.
That was a different experience for me. And then I was kind of expecting everything to be there for me, and then I had to go shopping. I had to get cups. I had to get food. I had to get everything. I had to get everything, and it was different. True responsibility. Like, I know how to pay my bills, but oh my gosh, now I have to take care of myself? Like, what? It wasn't very, very new to me because I've had to live alone and take care of myself. I had gotten comfortable, if that makes any sense, having someone care for me, and it felt safe, but it got ripped out of my hands when I went to this program, and I'm glad because it kind of put me back into a more mature point. I learned some of my toxic traits and I started working on them. It forced me to make friends. The fact that our cohort was so close and so friendly, it was easy to make friends. We are all friends. We're basically a family, and that brings us to drinking. We would be going out and you had to get up in the morning. There were times where I was in lessons. I'm sorry, Kayla.
That is why if I did go out, I went out during the weekend. I actually can't get drunk.
You hear this, girl?
Like, I'll have like 4 amaretto sours.
That's hey! You hear her? Amaretto sour shots.
That's a go-to drink though. And it's a very good drink.
Yeah, it's very good. If you're not trying to get drunk.
Anyway, but that's why I would go out on the weekend instead of the week, because I wasn't raised like that.
Uh-oh, you want to start talking about people who raised me? You gonna fight? College really gets you into that party scene.
It does. With me.
It gets you more into the drinking scene, correction.
Yeah.
It will definitely get.
You also have to be with people that you trust. I'm gonna say that flat out. You have to be with people you trust.
It gets you into also the sexual violence scene. You get assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
You have to protect yourself more.
That is true, yeah.
You become a lot more aware. I don't know why it happens in college, in high school too. No means no. Also, quick, I guess, thing, do not take study drugs. If you have to get up at 6 a.m. to finish that paper really quick, do it. Don't take a drug to do that for you, because you're not gonna, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out, and it gets addicting, and it's just not good for you.
Social media and dorming go really hand in hand. It's a lot easier to go on social media because you're not driving everywhere, you're not really doing a lot of the commuting. You also have to make time for school. You literally have to like sit down and like make a freaking schedule. Granted, I'm a huge social media buff. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. That was one of my biggest regrets, was being on social media a lot. because my first year I didn't do too well. Primarily because I was on social media, FaceTime, Facebook, video chat a lot, and I shouldn't have been. I got a lot better at managing my time between homework, studying, friends, and clubs even. In high school, I was in like 30, 40 clubs. In college, I was in three clubs. And I was on e-board.
I was in
all those clubs. Well, I'm also...
I went to a club for one day, and then I kept getting emails from them, so I guess I was at a club.
But with social media, like, there's a lot of things that are on social media nowadays.
Their life makes you sad and jealous, but you need to remember they don't have their shit together either. Social media is not real.
No.
It's an illusion that life is great, and sometimes it's not so great. Social media for most people is a little bit difficult because you are watching other people and comparing yourself. Which means that you guys have to struggle with it. And what I can recommend is to not compare yourself to anybody because they're at different levels in life. I have friends that have babies, you know. I have other friends that chose not to go to school. I have other friends that are already starting their careers. So it's different for everybody. So you can't sit there and say like this person's better than you. You're just you're on a different path completely. Yeah. So you need to focus on yourself and getting yourself better, and then everything will fall into place. You're gonna lose friends, you're gonna make friends. It's part of life. How did you deal with dorming? You know, when you had a problem, how did you cope with that, not having, you know, your regular support system around?
I went to my RA a lot. My freshman year was the worst. I actually ended up being bullied. I thought, oh hey, me going away to school is gonna like help me do a new slate and like hopefully not do this, but of course it followed me. I was harassed as well. I went to counseling. I don't cope well with a lot of things, but I was able to go to my RAs, my resident assistants, for those who don't know what RA means. I was able to get the help there. Coping while you're dorming is a lot harder than coping when you're home, because you don't have your regulars there. My regulars were a phone call away. They wouldn't pick up all the time. So if you're dorming, talk to your RAs, talk to the counseling center, talk to your professors if you're close with your professor, like talk to people who you know you trust.
Yeah, I wasn't really forced to deal with problems like that. I kind of just avoided them because they were really stressful for me and I wouldn't handle it well. What was your favorite part of dorming?
I would say probably like being on my own. It helped me be who I am now. I was able to have a family of my own, the family I chose to have. I'm still very close with the family that I have.
That's kind of what I loved about dorming too. I have forever friends now. I can't wait to visit you in Detroit, in Chicago, in Northern California and Southern California, in Colorado, in New Jersey. Well, we're near New Jersey. So yeah, New Jersey. I definitely have to visit them more. Texas. I get to go all around the world. Washington State.
I haven't been there yet.
Maryland. Everywhere, and I'm glad I have the opportunity to do that and see people that I care about, who care about me. Books and tuition, didn't have to worry about that stuff.
Well, for me, I had to. I didn't get a full ride. I didn't even get financial aid. Books cost a lot. Some years they were all together, my books cost under $100, and some years they cost over $100. Tuition was also expensive. It was like, I think Potsdam was $22,000 a year. Like, in total, my loans were like $47,000.
I feel like if college is not a forced path, you know, you don't have to go to college to be successful. You could go to a trade school. You don't even have to go to school. If you are financially smart, you will be fine. You will figure it out. Yeah, you will figure it out because you don't want to starve.
If you do want to go to school, but you don't want to do like a 4-year school right away, you could go to a community school, which is way less expensive.
Get a job and then just work your way up, or get different jobs and learn different skills, because then it doesn't matter if you don't have college, you'll have experience. Because Sally might have gotten her degree, But Karen has 12 years of actually working in the field. So who's gonna get that job?
What was your major?
My major was business administration. Now I'm shifting my major into a non-consecutive degree. I'm going to get the next degree in information sciences, focusing on informatics. Like I said, the iSchool changed my life.
I was education at first, and then I changed to English literature because I'm like, I'm gonna be here forever if I stay with education. I'm happy I did what I did. I was able to graduate on time with the rest of my class. My senior year, I only did upper division classes, really. And two gen eds.
So division?
Upper division.
Upper division. I don't know what that means.
So at Potsdam, lower division is like 100s, 200s, and some 300s, I believe. And then
300 what?
level class.
What are these levels? What are we in the Hunger Games?
Okay, so a lower division class is like a 101, an introductory class. Division is like more advanced.
Okay. What's next? What are you doing now that you've graduated?
Ooh, well, I just graduated in May, so it's gonna be 3 months on the 18th, which is crazy to think that I'm out of college. Yeah, it didn't really kick in the feeling of me having graduated until like a month and a half ago. But I'm actually trying to apply for graduate school, and I'm just working. That's what I'm doing.
Well, what is next for me? I definitely want to continue research. I found out I really enjoy it. Research is a true passion of mine. I find great joy in doing it, so I want to continue doing it for the rest of my life while incorporating business. I do have my own business, as you guys know. I want to become successful in that, and as well as obtain my PhD. So I hope to be like a billionaire professor. That's a makeup mogul professor.
Go buy her lipsticks and lip glosses and conditioner. They are amazing. I swatched them before, and oh my god, I love them.
Thanks, girl. I appreciate that. Guys, just a little bit of advice for you. It's not a big rush. I graduated in September. I should have been applying to PhD programs. I didn't fully have it together, you know? I was not ready. And now I am ready. It's not a big rush. You can take your time with it. I've seen 30-year-olds that have gone back to school to get their degree.
Oh, there was a 70-year-old at my school.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal if Sarah has graduated and starting her master's program. It's not a big deal if Joseph got to skip his master's program and go straight to a PhD. Yeah. It's not a big deal if you have one more year left of school because you are just struggling a little bit. It is fine. Grad school. Going to school again is terrifying, but also exciting. You're back on a schedule, and I kind of miss that. I need to keep it spontaneous, and that was what I struggled with in college. That consistency was hard for me at first, and now I appreciate it. So I look forward to experiencing that again. Absolutely terrified. I struggle from imposter syndrome. I'm not sure if I'm as smart as I am. I feel like somebody is going to come into a room and be like, you dumb. Like, so
no one's gonna
somebody's
do that.
going to expose me. I am excited to go to school for informatics, challenge myself.
I feel the same way as you, actually. I'm nervous, excited, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in or not. More than nothing, I'm actually more excited. I still have friends who are going up there. I'm more excited to be doing what I want to do. I started applying this past semester when I was still in undergrad for graduate school. Came home and all of a sudden I was like, holy crap, what the heck am I supposed to do now? I don't know if I'm going to be in grad school because I haven't finished my applications. I don't have a job. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, I need to just like stop all applications, relax, calm down. So I took my teaching assistant exam. I passed, which I'm happy about. I know what I want to do. I want to go to grad school to become a teacher. And it's okay to not know after undergrad. Like, it's okay for you not to know what you want to do. Because of one experience I had in second grade, I helped a student read and she was happy. She tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "Thank you for coming. I'm glad your dad brought you." It put a smile on my face. So ever since then, I knew I wanted to become a teacher. I kind of got rejected from a position that I applied for. I thought I wasn't able to do it, but I had to think about it. And yeah, so I'm gonna go to grad school for teaching.
You're gonna get rejected
yeah.
sometimes. You are gonna be completely qualified for that job. You're gonna ace that interview, and they're not gonna call you back. If you want to know about being ghosted,
I was ghosted by ShopRite in my town.
I was ghosted by Target. As you can see, our camera might have died. In conclusion, though, life is hard, and college is going to be a struggle, but you don't necessarily have to go following your own path. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Dorming or commuting, it all has its pros and cons, but I believe, in my personal opinion, dorming forces you out of your comfort zone, and it just grows you a little bit more than commuting does. It just makes you feel too comfortable, if you will. Thanks for watching, and have a great life, week, month, year. Thanks for coming and doing this.
We're gonna have a video on my channel.
Yes, we're gonna be making a video on her channel. Feel free to check it out. I'll leave her information down in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I post, like, and comment below. Bye.
Bye.